Hello.
Hello.
Hi there.
And Keith dropped. Why did Keith drop?
He don't like you.
I'll give him a second to come back. And how are you guys doing today?
Okay.
Adequate.
Adequate?
Yes.
Hello?
There you go. Can you hear us, Keith?
You keep saying it stops working.
Is it working now? I guess that's an answer no. Yeah, one of those kind of shows. So, while we're waiting for Keith,
Yes.
how's everybody doing today?
Just fine.
Just fine. Better than adequate, huh?
Okay.
Yes. Better than adequate.
Well, you just said adequate a couple seconds ago. Now it says just fine.
Well, now I'm just fine.
Okay, just checking. So this is Video Game Show episode number 257. And today on the show we have Phil,
Hi.
Ivan,
Hello.
me, myself, Chad, and the soon-to-arrive Keith, assuming his computer.
Hello.
So, while waiting for Keith, anything to follow up with Ivan from Skyrim? Of Skyrim.
It's still very good.
Are you still playing?
I am. 85 hours in.
85.
I think he means, are you playing right this minute?
Are you playing right this minute?
It's on
Yes.
at this minute. I'm not currently playing it. I'm staring at the bottle that I couldn't pick up a minute ago. I am supposed to collect 3 vessels in Volthoom to defeat the Dragon Priest Hevnarak. And I found one of the vessels, but for some reason I can't pick it up. So that's what I was doing. I was running around in circles, running circles around this pedestal with a bottle with an arrow over it, indicating that this is the thing I'm supposed to take, and I can't take it. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you can
All
pick it up now?
Yeah, now I can pick it up. So yeah, I am 85 hours in and no further in the main story than I was last week.
So you spend 50 hours of just walking around
Not just walking around. I mean, that's the cool
doing
thing is
side
it's
quests.
yeah. I mean, it's not like Grand Theft Auto where you have your main story and you can go off and kill hookers for 50 hours. Some of the side quests are as long, or sometimes, I don't know about longer, but can be as long as like the main quest. So I finished the Mage College quest line, and I'm the head of the Mage College now. And then I went off and I'm doing the Dark Brotherhood quest line.
So can you, in theory, be the head of the Dark Brotherhood, the head of the Companions, the head of the Thieves Guild, the head of the Mage Guild, everything?
In theory, yes. I don't remember. I was talking with Keith about it, and he seems to think that either in Oblivion or what was before Oblivion, Morrowind. Yeah, you couldn't be head of everything. You could only be head of like one thing. I don't remember in Oblivion. I think you could be head of multiple things in Oblivion. At any rate, in Skyrim, you can be head of everything there is to be head of. So, as far as I know, there's thieves, mage, and warrior guilds. And then there's the Dark Brotherhood, which are assassins, which isn't a class that you can necessarily play because any one of them can be assassins. And then there's the Companions, just kind of a side group. They're not really, specific class oriented. So there's 5, and those are the only ones that I know about. There could be others, I'm not sure. But yeah, as far as I know, you can be head of all 5 of those things.
Huh. And I think Keith just tried to come back on, yet failed miserably. So
Yeah, it looked like it.
I got a feeling he's not going to be around. So it's just us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I specifically sought out to do the Dark Brotherhood quests. I'm kind of in the middle of that while doing a couple other things. It just keeps you busy, you know? The thing is, with the main quest, once you finish the main quest, you're kind of done. And even if you go back and do some side quest stuff, it's still, you got the thing in the back of your head that, well, I've already finished the game. So at some point you can convince yourself that there's really no point in playing anymore because you've already finished the game and all you have left is some side quests. But if you do the side quests first, you still have that, well, I haven't even finished the game yet. I haven't done the main quest. So at least that's my justification.
But nothing here scales. So if you...
No, that's not true. Some things scale.
Some things do scale because it sounded like... So some enemies will scale to your level.
As far as I know, yes. So there are some places and some things that do not scale. It's kind of hard, too, because do you scale against your level or do you scale against your level of ability? Because I am ridiculous with my destruction magic right now. When I throw a fireball at your face, it's going to hurt like in MF because I am level 87 out of 100 in destruction magic, which is ridiculous. It's very high. My fireballs hit and one-shot a lot of things that should take a lot more than one shot. So, you know what I mean? What do you scale off of? Dragons, I think, are kind of scale with your level, but since my destruction magic is ridiculous, I kill dragons now in like anywhere from 3 to 5 hits. Because down the destruction tree, there's multiple things. In Oblivion, I don't know. I wasn't really a magey type in Oblivion, so I'm not sure if you can do this. You can dual wield just about anything. Because you have 2 hands. So if you're a mage, you can have 2 spells queued up, one for your left, one for your right hand. In the destruction tree, if you dual wield fireballs, so if you have left and right, you put fireballs in left and right, and you click both buttons at the same time, you get, instead of 2 separate fireballs shooting out of both your hands, you get 1 giant fireball that comes out of both your hands. And it does significantly more damage than 2 fireballs. So it doesn't just double the damage, it, I don't know, triples or quadruples the damage. And so, like, if I'm fighting an ice dragon, because you're always supposed to, it's kind of like Pokemon. You've got ice, lightning, and fire. You kind of go around the ring there. If you're fighting a fire dragon, you use ice. If you're using an ice dragon, you use fire. And then there's blood dragons, which use both, and they are susceptible to lightning. So if I'm fighting an ice dragon and I'm using my dual fireballs, 4 hits and I kill a dragon. Whereas when I started off, when I was like level 10, I had to do the little hide behind environment and poke my head out and shoot a fireball and then hide back again and run around in circles around things and strafe and do all kinds of stuff. Now I don't even bother. Sometimes I'll just stand there and let them shoot me. Like if he's got like 1 or 2 hits left, I'll just stand there and let him breathe his ice breath on me, and it may take me down to half health, but while he's shooting me, I'm shooting him, and I'm going to kill him before he kills me. So I am quite beefy in my destruction magic. Some things do scale, though, because if you're doing certain quest lines and stuff, they're not going to drop because I'm level 28 now, I think. They're not going to drop a level 28 dude into a level 5 quest and, you know, just run around the dungeon, collect everybody into one room, and then shoot 1 fireball and blow it all up, you know? So some things have to scale.
That was my whole thing was like, so if you get insanely powerful in all these side quests, can you just walk through the main quest without any problems?
Yeah, I don't know. Since I haven't really done much of the main quest.
That's what I was wondering if they would scale the main quest based on your.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I had to guess, I would say they'd have to at least scale the main quest. I know they did in Oblivion. In Oblivion, it became much easier for me to do the main quest because it did scale. The whole point of Oblivion was these Oblivion gates would open up. And what you had to do was you had to enter the Oblivion Gate, and the Oblivion Gate was always kind of like a Diablo dungeon. You always go in, and there's always an exterior place with demons, and then there was always like a tower. And you had to enter the tower, go into the tower, defeat all the enemies on your way up to the top of the tower, and then you had to, and it's been forever, I don't remember, kill a guy, grab an item, do a thing at the top of this tower, and then come back down and then leave the Oblivion Gate, and that destroyed the Oblivion Gate. And you had to do this like dozens of times. I had done all these side quests and jumping in and doing these Oblivion Gates, and they're friggin' hard, and these demons are nasty, and they have all kinds of abilities, and they smush you, and they scale to your level and your ability or whatever, and they're hard to kill, even though you've done all these side quests. It became infinitely easier for me to do all these things, not when I leveled a lot, but when I learned invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally just would enter the Oblivion Gate, turn invisible, walk past every single demon along the way to this tower, do the thing at the top of the tower, and then come all the way back down, never killing anybody. That's how I got through the later Oblivion things. Not because it didn't scale, but because it did scale and it was too hard, and I just took the wussy way out and snuck past everything.
Oh, wussy win is still a win.
Exactly. I still destroyed their Oblivion Gate. So who's the winner here? Me. Yeah. So I would imagine the main quest at least would have to scale, because otherwise it would be ridiculous.
Well, okay then. So I think we've got enough Skyrim. Unless you want to have any other words about what?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
No, you're gonna say something. So you started saying it. Say it. Does it have to do with Skyrim?
No.
Oh. Well, what's that have to do with? Anything gaming related?
No.
Did you break your iPhone? Do I have to fix you now?
No.
Oh. What? Don't tell me GarageBand crashed.
No, it didn't crash.
What didn't it do?
Start recording?
I figured that's where this was going.
Okay, well, here's the good news. Well, here's the good bad news this week, because I had to cannibalize my frickin' computer to make it work with my new video card, so I ripped out the Skype track, essentially, the way I used to do it. But I'm trying it a new way this week. So we'll see if it works. It's been recording. I think I'm 14. Yeah, I'm about the right time.
All right. Well, I am 52 seconds. It is my fault. It wasn't GarageBand's fault. I never hit the record button.
Well, we'll find out how well it works. Some of you might be cut and gone, and see how Keith is doing. Keith just came back online. Come on, Keith. Should I try call him?
Sure, why not?
Let's see what happens. Call. Nope, there we go. Hung up offline. So, it's the week of technical support issues. Whatever. Okay. Phil, you got anything?
Just been playing League of Legends this weekend. I think we figured out that there's a character, Tryndamere, the dude with the big sword that just spins around and kills things, is very much broken. Because we were playing in a match, and there's a couple things where the guy was actually silenced, and he was able to use his ultimate, which is the Endless Rage, which is to reduce all damage to basically 0 for like, I don't know, what is it, 3 or 5 seconds?
Long enough not to die until he can get away, that's for sure.
Correct. So once you get silenced, you should not be able to cast any of your...
Shouldn't be able to cast anything.
Exactly. You can't, like, flash away.
I think auto attack is about the only thing you're supposed to be able to do if you're silenced.
Yeah, so we saw him get silenced and still be able to kick off his ultimate, which is that Undying Rage. And then there was another incident where he was feared by Nocturne, who was being played by Lano. And during the middle of the fear, he was able to still kick off his ultimate. So when you're feared, you shouldn't be able to do anything either. You gotta kind of take it.
That's what sucks about fear, is you're running around screaming, not able to do anything. That's the kind of the point of fear. So
we found basically in 2 instances where the guy is very broken.
So have you given up like Warcraft for League of Legends now?
Who, me or Phil?
No, Phil.
Oh. Phil hasn't played WoW in forever.
Yeah, it's been at least 6 months or so. Pretty much right around the time when Ivan quit to play League of Legends and other things. It's kind of nice to have the freedom.
See the problems you cause, Ivan?
Well, and that's why I haven't actually even played League of Legends in quite a while, several weeks.
What, about 2 weeks or so?
Yeah, at least, because, and not because I don't like it or anything, but because I finally broke free of that World of Warcraft habit where I was playing every single day, several hours a day, and other people were playing other things, and I was only playing World of Warcraft. And I understand now that, other people are playing League of Legends now, but it's like, I don't really want to play only one game every night anymore.
Skyrim boy, you're saying this.
Well, but that's different, and I've only been playing that for a week, and
85 hours worth.
Well, I could see that with a brand new game. It's understandable.
But I was playing Left 4 Dead with these guys, and then we were doing the hell else were we doing?
Titan Quest for a while.
Yeah, that's what it was. We were doing Titan Quest, and we were doing Left 4 Dead, and we were just doing some other things with people that we don't always do stuff with, and we were all playing different things, and it was good.
Well, I wish Keith was here because I would recommend you try Dungeon Defenders.
And the only reason I haven't tried Dungeon Defenders is because of Skyrim right now, because I'm playing that, and maybe once I get a little further and I've finished things, I'll pick up. But the thinking is I'm not even going to buy it now, because once that happens, you guys are going to wind up being done with Dungeon Defenders and moved on to something else.
I don't, the thing is, I haven't played as much as Bob and Keith and Brian have. They've played more than me. But I've only played like 14 hours, and I'm hanging like level 30 with them, so it's, you can go up to level 70, I believe. And, for the listeners, Dungeon Defenders is essentially a third-person tower defense game where you run around, create the defenses, and then the horde comes to swarm your crystal, which you're trying to protect. And you have 4 base classes, like a squire, a monk. The squire's attacks are melee, but he can build very powerful towers that are like bouncing and slicing dice with spinning blades and everything. Then there's a magician who can build all these fireball and lightning towers, who can cast spells, his cast attack. And then there's a monk who's kind of like half melee, half ranged, but he can do like auras that slow the enemies down. And then there's like a huntress who lays traps and has a Gatling gun that shoots all over the place. Very fun game. Very lot of leveling that goes on because you're taking your character. It's a persistent character. They have their own servers your characters load on, and you play the games and get the mana that you can spend and upgrade your own weapons. And at the same time, while you're leveling, you can either put your power into your own personal character abilities, or you can put your power into your tower or trap abilities you can do. So, very good game, very colorful, very pretty. Bob likes it for the colors. It's very shiny. But good game, very cheap. It's only $15. It's now, not, as Ivan, you said last week, it's not on Mac yet, right? It's only on...
I think when I looked, it was only Windows.
Kind of surprising, because I know it's actually on the PS3 and the Xbox 360 as well. So I imagine it'll be a Mac version out soon enough. But very good game for $15. Highly recommended. I wish I had more to say on it, because I wish Keith was here to talk about it some more, but he's not.
So...
Go.
With the leveling thing, though, does that mean if I start now, I'm going to be level 1 and you're all going to be level 70 and I'm going to suck and not be able to play?
We can drag you along with us and help you level faster, but like a person like me could just as easily make a new guy and start going. I've only had one guy, a melee guy. I really haven't ventured out into the other 3 characters yet. I know that I think Bob has 2 guys that are high. Keith, I'm not sure about. Brian has also an insanely high guy. But yeah, we would always be willing to help out and bring you on. And if we carry you along in the higher levels, it'll make you level faster.
Gotcha. Because that would be another reason why I wouldn't even bother getting the game is, like World of Warcraft, if everyone is level 80 and you just start playing, not only is no one really going to want to play because they don't want to play with a lower level guy, you can't even get into the higher level stuff. Just because it's not possible. Like, it literally won't let you in if you're not a specific level. So it's kind of hard when you first start out. I've
restarted enough times where I think, because I kept making new guys, and Bob just kept making new guys too. So we would always make new guys to help bring you up. But it is a game you don't really want to play by yourself, because it's kind of boring by yourself. It really is a co-op centered game to have the friends around and do the defense. But it is a fun game. I mean, I think if you were to buy it and come around, you'd have fun with it. I think Chris is even playing too a lot. I've seen him around.
Yeah, Chris said it's pretty good.
Yeah, it is good. What the hell was that?
I don't know, it sounded like somebody ran by and went, meep, meep.
No, it's something from Star Wars.
Yeah, it was a Ewok telling me that I had a text message.
That was an Ewok? I thought that was... Isn't that one of the other ones?
Not
Jawa?
Ewok,
Jawa.
Sorry. Yeah.
I really feel you would lose a lot of, Ewok sounds. No Ewok sounds. No teddy bears.
No teddy bears.
But, yeah, so Dungeon Defenders, good game. Highly recommended. Cheap game, too. Beyond that, what else do we have?
Speaking of Star Wars, I was looking through the App Store to start looking at some little casual games, and I saw there was a Star Wars Millennium Falcon Gunner game or something like that. Anybody seen or heard anything about that?
I saw it on the App Store. Ivan, have you seen it? Or tried it? Or
I vaguely remember it not getting very good reviews as far as App Store reviews go.
How is the iPad going for you, Phil? Are you enjoying it?
I've just got very basic apps right now. I got my fantasy football, Gmail and stuff like that, but starting to venture into maybe spending money on apps. And Chris suggested a couple $1 games and this and that, and I'm just trying to gauge how you guys feel about spending money on some of the games out there, and what would you be willing to spend on a game for the iPad or iPhone? Because, I mean, there's some of the real good games, like I was talking to Chris about it, there's Carcassonne, there's Ticket to Ride, there's...
Those are very good.
I mean, he made a good point, is you could spend $10 and get it on the iPad and carry an iPad around with, all 3 or 4 games instead of 5 boxes of games.
Well, there's something to be said for actually playing the real physical game, but if you like Carcassonne, if you really, really like Carcassonne, I highly recommend the iPad version of Carcassonne, or the iPad iPhone version. It's very well done. It's probably one of the best board game translations out there. Ticket to Ride is good too. It's just, I don't know if I put Ticket to Ride over the physical version. I prefer playing the physical one of that.
Penny Arcade said it best. You go spend $60 on an Xbox game, and have one game, and I will go onto the App Store and I can purchase 60 games, and you see which one is the better value. The way I see it is, if you're hurting for money, if you are in a place where you shouldn't be spending more than a couple dollars on entertainment, then you should probably pick and choose, read reviews of things, see how many stars there are for a review and how many reviews. Like, I just looked today, Fruit Ninja's got like 65,000 reviews, and it is still a 5-star game. So that says something. And it's kind of hard to pad numbers when you're up to that many reviews. So that's a pretty... I didn't enjoy it that much because I think it gets boring after a while. But that's the kind of thing you want to look for. Now, if you're have a job and you don't want to spend, $10,000 a month on entertainment, but you're not really hurting for money, the way I see it is just look at a game. If it looks interesting, see if there's a free version, try that out. If there is, great. If there's not, kind of check it out, see if it's your kind of game, and buy it. I've bought a bunch of duds that I've played a few times. I've spent $1 on, played a few times, and never played it again. But the way I see it is I paid $1 for it.
That's like going to the arcade and playing 2 rounds of something.
Exactly. Some of the cool games I've had, Angry Birds. I love Angry Birds, and it's a game that I have been playing since it came out. And every time there's an update, I play through the entire update. Okay,
I've played the original one, and I haven't moved into the second one yet, or the Seasons one.
The Seasons one is it's the exact same thing with a different theme. So every season they come out, or every holiday they come out with a new themed version, but it's the exact same gameplay. The dungeon is actually it's not called the dungeon. What the hell is it called? Dungeon Saga is a really good game for the iPad. Chad and I talked about that.
Yeah, I told you about it, didn't I?
You told me about it. I think you had it for the iPhone, and you said there wasn't an HD version.
Well, then
yet.
There was that day. Yeah,
and I had just bought it, and there was an HD version. for the iPad, and it is very good. But yes, you did tell me about it. Carcassonne is good. Card Combat is good. It's kind of a Magic the Gathering light type thing.
I vaguely remember you talking about that.
Yeah, Death Rally is a really good racing type game for the iPad if you get the HD version. I'm scanning through what I have here. The rest of the stuff I have kind of in here is only okay, or that my kid plays.
Well, one thing that's kind of annoying, and it's not a bad thing nor a good thing, in my opinion, is some of the friend games to play with your friends kind of is dependent on Facebook, and I don't have a Facebook account. So if I want to play like Words with Friends or Chess with Friends...
Well, Words with Friends, you don't need a Facebook account. It can connect with Facebook, and I think you can play a game on your iPad versus somebody on Facebook, but you don't have to have a Facebook account to play with somebody. That's absolutely not the case.
Maybe I misunderstood. I thought to add friends, though, to play games like that, you needed a Facebook account.
You can add friends via Facebook.
I gotcha.
Like, it will scan your Facebook thing for people who play Words with Friends, and it will add them. But if Chad doesn't have a Facebook account and you don't have a Facebook account, the two of you can connect to each other and play. You can do it by email, I think.
Does it tie to Apple IDs, or does it...
I don't know if it's Apple IDs or email. Like, if you type in Chad at Gmail, well, you can block that out. Chad's email
That's not
address.
my email anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Chad's email address, type that in and say send, and I think it might send him an email and say, hey, Phil wants to play Words with Friends with you. Either download it here or accept the invitation kind of thing. I know you don't have to do it through Facebook, though. I'm positive of that. Now, other games might connect through Facebook. That's possible, but at least Words with Friends I know doesn't.
Yeah, there's lots of good apps out there, Phil. I mean, the other thing is also, Phil, you gotta... App prices change all the time.
That's the thing. If you're on the fence about something because it's like $4.99, you're like, there's not a free version, and I don't know if I'm going to like it. Wait a few weeks or so. There's almost always a sale on games. They're always going on sale for 99 cents.
Get App Shopper. The App Shopper.
Yeah.
You can see you can track the price changes of a game and see if it ever went down.
You can add stuff you can make like a wish list, add all the things that you're interested in, and it will send you an alert if it ever goes on sale. Or you can do that. You can browse to see what's on sale that week. It's pretty good. I quit using it only because I quit tracking things, and I'm like, if I'm interested in it, I'll buy it right then, knowing full well that I'm going to get screwed out of $3 or $4. But again, the way I look at it is the most I'm ever getting screwed out of is a couple bucks. It's not like you're buying a $60 Xbox game, and then the next day it goes on sale for 99 cents, and you're out $59 kind of thing. You know, you're never out more than $1 or $2 or $3. So,
well, the only one which Carcassonne, I think, is $10 now. It went up a lot after they did the universal version.
That's usually the case.
Well, Chris mentioned sometimes they have big sales, like you said. Maybe even Black Friday might be a good time to get some apps.
That would be a fantastic thing. They have sales for everything. It doesn't matter what. So if it's Labor Day, all of the major iOS developer like publishers will have sales, and they'll call it like a Labor Day sale kind of thing, and they'll just discount all of their games, or Halloween, or things that you don't normally associate sales on software for. But yeah, Black Friday is probably a pretty good bet that they'll have stuff on sale.
Yeah, the app developers have a lot more control over the prices on the App Store. So they can change it a lot faster. You know, they can vary it in a day or hour. A lot more control there. But yeah.
All right. Sounds like App Shopper is a good thing to have.
If you're new to the iPad, yes, probably a good one to play around with for a little while at first.
Indeed.
Well, all right.
I think we're at a good time here. So I think if there's nothing else, any closing words for episode 257?
I know it's a little late, but Shatter Dream Pie to Bob for breaking his nose and being old in the mosh pit.
What did he do exactly? I caught the tail.
Somebody jumped off stage and swung an elbow and caught him in the nose.
Ow. Was he getting it fixed? That's what the point was. I think that's what he mentioned, right?
I think they're waiting for it to heal, and then if it doesn't heal properly, they're going to have to go back in and re-break it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which sounds awful and horrendous and horribly painful, but they probably shoot your face so full of drugs that I'm sure you don't feel it.
Well, you don't feel them breaking it, but once the drugs wear off, you're gonna be like, ow.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
yeah. But that's when they give you a morphine drip or some crap. You're not gonna. You'll be fine.
Well, they give you Vicodin pills.
Here, I'm gonna break your nose, and here, you're done. Go home and.
No, actually, from what I understand, just a large, bald, burly man comes in and punches you in the face until it re-breaks.
I think we've got a Keith for that.